Evening, everybody. Icy here. A couple of quick things. Governor Hochul, she is currently trying to look into establishing reparations for the blacks within New York State. Good luck, lady, because there's no way you can verify that any of these people were ever actual descendants of slaves. Not only that, but descendants are not entitled to anything, just the people that were actually slaves. So you're going to lose. Not only that, but if you're going to pull that stunt, and your own words were you're doing this for the blacks. The Irish were slaves in the United States before the blacks were even brought here. So where's their reparations? Think about that one. Then we also have California just stated that they're going to start automatically registering illegals to vote within the state. That goes against federal law, and if they actually try to pass that, I can hopefully see the entire California State Assembly being arrested for treason. Because you know how they like to use the term insurrection? Well, if you're allowing non-citizens, illegals, people that came here, criminally came here, because coming into this country illegally is a crime, and then you're going to have them vote in order to change the outcome of things, that is an insurrection. That is your butt getting arrested. So have at it, California. I'd like to see Gavin Newsom and the rest of you all sitting in prison. That'd be funny as all get out. Let's see what else we got going on. We have the restaurant company Chick-fil-A is currently under attack by New York State. New York State is demanding that at the rest areas that are all along the interstate, that Chick-fil-A be open on Sundays. Why? Number one, New York State does not own the rest areas. A private company purchased the rights to establish the rest areas. So the deal between Chick-fil-A is with the people that control the rest area, not the state. You didn't care about the rest areas being closed for almost a year and a half, and you're worried about Chick-fil-A being closed on one day a week while you have all the other locations, the restaurants inside the rest area open. You got Burger King, McDonald's, you got your little stores, you got the bathrooms, you got that, and you're sitting there, having a hissy fit over one company being closed one day a week because of religious reasons. That right there is targeting them for, religious purposes, violation of the First Amendment, right? And the fact is they are paying to be there. So if they don't want to be open on Sunday and they're still paying, it's none of your damn business. Stay out of it. Things are getting crazy. Now, this one goes out to all the people that use these voting machines. The election's coming up real soon. And I'm going to put this out there, and I'm hoping everyone listens. Somebody really does need to listen, especially if you're from the election committee here in New York State, and I'll explain why. We're giving paper ballots. You blacken in whoever you're going to vote for. I don't care, Republican, Democrat, whatever. But what I have noticed is that when I'm voting, my wife's voting, I've seen other people that were registered as Republicans were voting, the machines, the scanners that you feed it into, half the time they wouldn't take the paper. You're supposed to feed it in face up, and it wouldn't take it. So what was happening is these so-called attendants are coming over and they're feeding it into the machine upside down. If it's upside down, it means it's a blank page. They're not being scanned for the vote. That is intentionally hiding the vote for a candidate. And I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. The simple fact is that if you are actually having to flip the paper upside down so that the part where who you voted for is not being scanned and they're just looking at a blank sheet, Of course, the machine's going to take it, but you're not going to have a vote. So it needs to be corrected now, before the November next year elections, because it's going to cause a lot of problems. I mean, you have the voting machines that they had in, I think it was Pennsylvania, where people that were casting votes for Republicans were having their votes automatically transitioning to Democrats. That's because the system got hacked. You have that one lady, she's like a clerk, works in City Hall, whatever, down in Georgia, caught on camera, ballot stuffing, and then she was caught again later copying over the same exact paperwork and then using that, multiple copies of the same ballot, using that for election purposes. That's cheating. That's jail time. I mean, these things should not be happening. And then the other thing is, I fully expect Alejandro Mayorkas and Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden, I fully expect them to be charged with aiding and abetting in a murder. Hear me out. They are in charge of security for this country. They are in charge of our borders. They failed to secure the borders. Matter of fact, the borders were secure and getting better under Trump, and Biden opened them wide open and invited all these illegals in. They're coming up by the trainload now. 9 million. They had 119,000 between the 1st and the 19th of December. 119,000 people already. We've already had several rapes, and now we've had that young, 16-year-old girl. She was on her way, she was supposed to go to a practice, I guess, basketball or volleyball, whatever, and she got raped and killed by an illegal. Failure to protect the citizens of this country, and then having those citizens being killed by the very people that are supposed to not be here, that you allowed to come here, is technically called aiding and abetting a crime. The guy was a murderer. You knew that he came here illegally. You still let him in. You released him, and look what happens. Now we got a young girl dead. You are responsible. You are not above the law. Like you said, you're not above the law. And then this is what happens. Also, you have I get frustrated, and it's hard for me to put into words, but I'll try. We have written laws in this country that people took years to figure out and establish for the greater good of all citizens within the United States. So my question is, why is it that politicians always seem to be allowed to skirt the law or ignore it completely? I mean, somebody asked me a question, and I actually saw a t-shirt about it, and it is, we are trillions of dollars in debt, so why are we sending billions of dollars to other countries? You borrow money from one, and then you turn around and give it away just so you can look like you're very benevolent and you're, worried about other people. You, Joe Biden, exactly. You worry more about the security of the country of Ukraine, which is in Europe, than you do the United States. You care more about their border than you do our border. You care more about their lives being interrupted and hurt than you do your own citizens within this country. So who should be held responsible for murders and rapes of U.S. citizens at the hands of these illegals that are not supposed to be here? You, Joseph Biden. you Kamala Harris, you Mayor Alejandro Mayorkas, you people are responsible. And you people should be sitting currently in prison. But you're not. Why? Because you play the political game and you ignore the law, and everybody is too damn afraid to say anything to you because you'll go after them. Me? Come after me. I don't care. You want to kill me? Big deal. I don't care. I'm going to say my piece, whether you like it or not. Alejandro Mayorkas, he doesn't care about the border because he's not a U.S.-born citizen. He's a freaking immigrant. And when you appoint immigrants to positions of power within the U.S. government, and they were not born here, they don't have the connection to this country that you need. Kamala Harris, one of the most ignorant women I've ever seen in my life. And how the hell can you take the first person to bow out of the Democratic primary and make her the vice president? Why? Because she's an idiot. And Democrats like mistresses, which is what she was. That's how she got into politics. And as for Joey, you son of a... You plagiarized half your political career. You took the credit from other people's work. Now it's proven that you're involved in, basically they call it a crime syndicate. Your son, a crackhead. Your oldest son who dies, who served in the military, which I honor him. But your stupid son Hunter, he sits there and dates his dead brother's wife. Then he marries someone else. Then he has a kid with a friggin' stripper. Your family's screwed up, dude. Why the hell are you trying to screw up the country? What, trying to throw off the scent? Screw the country over so that people will ignore what you've done? Time has come for you to pay, Joey. And it's either going to be in this life or the next. I know for a fact, if it's the next one, your ass is going to be suffering for eternity. And that is it. Icy out.